Hello, my sweet friends. We're back. Took a little hiatus there for a couple of weeks. Thank you for your patience as I am now back and excited to bring you another reading, another look at the energy for the week ahead or for whenever it is that you find this video or this podcast episode. Before we dive in, I want to let you know that if you are watching or listening to this when it comes out this month, June 2022, I am doing free readings. I'm offering free mini readings. They're 1-question readings where you can submit a question to me about anything that you're wanting support with, something that you're lacking clarity on or feeling stuck in your life or kind of searching for answers or stuck in indecision, literally anything. And I'll do a reading in the same style that I do it here on YouTube and on the podcast for you in your specific scenario to help you kind of clear through whatever's stuck so you can find some clarity and really align with your truth and your higher self. And I've done a lot of these so far, and the variety of questions is all over the map. Earlier today, it was someone who them and their family are looking to relocate. They wanted to know about the process of buying a house. There was another person who asked about their relationship to money and financial abundance, and they've had some struggles in that department, and we're hoping for some clarity and some guidance on next steps there. And then the other one today was someone asking about, again, potentially relocating to another place, what that might look like for them, and anything they wanted to be kind of aware of in that decision. You can ask about relationships or jobs or work or anything that's coming up for you in your life that you're like, man, I really wish I could, get through this or get over this or get around this or somehow find some kind of groundedness and clarity. That's what the whole point of these readings. So those are free right now for the month of June. Even if you've gotten a reading from me before, you can get one of these for free this month. I'll put the link in the show notes below or in the description box below this video. And the code, you just use the code JUNE in all capitals, JUNE. Use that coupon code and you'll get the 1-question reading for free. And I would love to do one of these for you. It's a great way to try this out if you've ever been curious or had an inkling that you wanted to try this work or these sorts of readings. This is a great time to test drive it. So I wanted to let you know that that's happening. And also just say, astrologically, we've kind of moved through eclipse season. Most recently, we just had a new moon in Gemini. So there's a fresh start astrologically that's happening here. We're in Gemini season, so there's a lot of busyness. I'm a Gemini, an air sign. So there's a lot of energy around communication. Mercury is retrograde right now. So as always, there's astrological weather that's going on, and I always find that it's really comforting to have that kind of context so I know that I'm not crazy. The things that I'm experiencing are not just like my life being nuts. There's a larger picture. There's a larger plot at play. So just understanding that context for yourself, if that's supportive for you. And if it's not, that's cool. All right, give me 1 second here. I'm gonna just tune in. And just to warn you, I'm here in an open space in my home with my dogs. So if they start barking or one of them was eating grass earlier and started coughing a lot. So if you hear dogs coughing, I apologize. It's just how it is. Okay, here we go. Let me just tune in here and set the space. All right, so I'd love to see a picture for the energy of the week ahead for those listening or watching for this reading for the week of, what is this now? June something. I gotta look it up. So let me see the picture. Okay, there's a rainbow that is starting out here. It's a very kind of generic looking rainbow. It's, the semicircle. It's got the straight lines and the exact colors. It kind of looks like a rainbow sticker. And you're actually here trying to like peel this sticker off with your fingernail. It's like there's something underneath. Okay, it's kind of like there's been this sort of sunshine and rainbows energy that's been covering up something underneath that you weren't ready to look at before. Something that isn't quite so sunshiny and rainbowy, something that it's maybe a little bit more challenging, and it's like you're finally in a space that I see in this picture where you're scratching at the sticker. It's like you're ready to peek at it. You're ready to look at it when you have not been before. You weren't ready before. It felt safer or easier just to like, I'm just gonna slap this sticker over it and pretend like it's cool. And it's not that you did this out of avoidance or denial necessarily, it looks like it served a purpose for you up until this point to sort of wash over this or put the sticker on this or not look at this, because you weren't truly ready up until now to look at this thing. And now you have this resolve, you have this strength, you have this newfound understanding, and you're turning towards this and you're like, all right, I'm ready to, you're not like ripping the sticker off, but you're like, I'm ready to kind of reveal, like scratch it a little bit and just see what happens, see what's underneath it, see how I feel about starting to look at it. And this is going to be obviously different for every single one of you, but I'm going to see if I can get kind of a general understanding of what the energy is that is. Okay. It's like, so the energy that's below the rainbow, this ties a lot into the shadow work that I do with clients. So shadow work, essentially the idea of looking at, befriending the parts of ourselves that we have cast out, rejected, that we have a difficult time with in our lives. So this is very aligned to that. What I see underneath this sticker is it's sort of showing up as this, almost looks like a black like chiclet of gum. But it's a shadow aspect of yourself. It's some part of you that you haven't really wanted to look at before. Can I get any more? And part of the reason you didn't want to look at it was because there was energy on it, not your energy, other energy from outside of you on it, that was saying, this is not good. This is not good. This is not okay. It shouldn't be this way. And so that made it really painful to give it any airtime or to look at it. But you're more ready now to look at it. Why is that? Why are you, what's shifted for you? What's changed in your space that's making this possible? Well, first, it's kind of like you've been looking at this rainbow sticker and like, this isn't real. This isn't real. And it's kind of, I almost see it's like, it's sort of like been out of the corner of your eye and kind of gnawing at you, annoying you a little bit, like being almost like a ringing in your ears, of like this covering that I have on this isn't real. And you're desiring what's real, what's true, rather than what just looks nice or sounds good or looks pretty. You're wanting something real. You're wanting to understand the real raw humanness of this part of yourself underneath this sticker. So let me see, what can support you as you work with this energy this week, as you kind of pull this sticker off? Well, first is to not force yourself or rush yourself to pull the whole sticker off at once. I kind of see it's like you like pull a little corner down and you look at that, and it's okay to take time and space to sort of invite it in little bits at a time, especially if it's something that's really charged that you haven't ever really looked at before, or you kind of have to, you don't have to, but the energy is kind of like titrating it a little bit at a time. So not forcing yourself to just like, I don't know, pull the covers off or rip the Band-Aid off and go in all at once. That's not necessary here. What else is going to be supportive for you in this? So it looks like also the recognition that everyone else has this part of them too, has this part in them too. We all have every single, it's so tied to the voice dialogue and shadow work that I do. We all have every single aspect of human, of self in us. Some of us express different selves and repress different selves, but the recognition that this part of you that you felt is not okay or itchy or uncomfortable or not welcome or bad in some way, everyone around you, those you know and those you don't know, have that same part. And it looks like that helps you to access more compassion towards other people and towards yourself for this kind of like shared human experience. So there's a softening, again, that happens toward others and towards yourself with this recognition around this thing. What else might be supportive for you in this process? Grounding is coming up. Let me see if I can get more detail on this. It's like the picture is just like your butt like firmly rooted to the earth. So it can be literal like that, like sitting on the ground, connecting to the ground, walking on the earth in bare feet, something like that. but it's interacting with this part of yourself, with this thing that's been covered by this sticker, from a place of groundedness and feeling well-resourced and connected. Why is that important? I mean, I can imagine, but let me see if there's something in the picture of why you need to do it this way, or it would be best to do it this way. Because some of what you might see might feel destabilizing in some way. And so it's important, like if you were already in a position where you're like, whoa, like not feeling grounded and stable, to then introduce this, somewhat challenging thing might just destabilize you further. So really making sure you're well-resourced, you're grounded, you're in a solid space in order to do that. And so what do you get to have then by looking at this part of yourself, by engaging with this part of yourself? Let me pull up a new picture for this. So what is it that you get to have? There's this gold chain in front of you. It kind of looks like chain link, but it's solid gold. It's kind of shiny. And it's dangling in front of you vertically, and you're kind of like running it through your hands. What is this golden chain? It's kind of like connected to something higher than you. It's like connected to kind of like the cosmos. That's the sense that I get. Why are you're sort of feeling it and looking at it with a lot of understanding. It's sort of like an understanding of, this is how the pieces fit together. This is how the experiences of my life, the pieces of my life, the parts of myself all fit together in order to create this golden chain. And so it's this sense of understanding and perspective of yourself and of your life that comes from doing this work, or looking at this thing that you haven't looked at up until now. It's just a really big sense of understanding, and it's kind of like a full circle understanding of, like the good stuff and the bad stuff, and all of it has come together to make me me and to bring me here to this moment. And it's that sort of understanding. So that it's like you see that even the ugly parts are part of the beautiful bigger picture, the tapestry that you're weaving in your life. Is there anything else here to know about this? Anything else to support you in this energy in the week ahead? Finding some amusement about the process. So as best you can, maintaining your sense of humor, and kind of remembering that it's not that big of a deal. Like, it feels like a big deal, and in some ways it is a big deal, right? Because our self-development is a big deal, and it's also not at the same time. It's our individual lives are but a speck, in the cosmic dust, and they're so significant and also so insignificant. And it's sort of holding that amusement and that understanding of, wow, this feels like a really big deal to me, and it's also not at the same time. And having that perspective looks like it's going to be really helpful for you. Like, as best you can, having a sense of humor of like, oh, wow, this is hella uncomfortable, or, oh, look what that thing made me do, or not taking it or yourself or the journey too seriously. It's such a delicate and fine dance and balance between those things of treating this process and this sort of work with the utmost respect and care and commitment and all of that, and also like not worrying too much about it. It's an interesting line to walk, but that's a really important piece here, is connecting to that sense of amusement. And so I would invite you in the week ahead, if you find yourself tripped up, triggered, activated by, again, maybe shadowy parts of self or your life or other people that you haven't really wanted to look at until now, maintain a sense of amusement and humor in that, and a sense of grace for yourself. That's such an important piece of the shadow work process. All right, loves, that'll do it for today. If this resonated with you, please let me know in the comments here on YouTube, or send me a message on Instagram or email or whatever. I love to hear when these resonate with you, or share it with someone in your life who you think might benefit from it as well. Hit the thumbs up, do all the things. It just helps this message spread as far and wide as possible, which is the goal. All right, loves, thank you so much for tuning in, and I will see you next week.